So I'd now like to introduce Andrew Fisher. Andrew is dedicated to creating a sustainable future by closing the food and energy loop. His 17-year journey has led him to establish Ecogas Supplies Limited, a company focused on diverting commercial food waste from landfills and repurposing it into high-energy feedstock. In a significant step towards sustainability, Andrew partnered with Pioneer Energy to form the Ecogas Limited Partnership, introducing anaerobic digestion technology to New Zealand. The flagship Reparoa Organics Process Facility stands as the country's first commercial-scale anaerobic digestion facility. Using state-of-the-art technology, the Reparoa facility processes up to 75,000 tonnes of food waste annually. Thank you, Andrew.
Morning. We've got 12 minutes. Crack through. I guess in the next 12 minutes, just want to go through how I'm relevant to this presentation. I feel really out of my depth. I'm probably the only one who hasn't been to university. But how did the BPA help the Ecogas story? Essentially, the top is the Scion pilot project, and the bottom is Ecogas. So we went from $120,000 with BPA to $45 million in about 6 years. Essentially, this is not new to the world, but as I say to people, Hillary took a British climbing team to the top of the world. McLaren actually went to England to get his racing team going. Rutherford went to England to split the atom. New Zealand has grabbed anaerobic digestion, and this is one of the top 3 performing plants in the world now. So that's going, and I'm pretty proud of it. And I think for me, what we've done with Scion, BPA, with all the other Crown Research Institutes, it is pretty cool. We believe we're finalists for an award for World Anaerobic Digestion Plants in July. We've got hero status apparently. That is gas to grid. There's actually only about 5 plants in the world doing it, and that is nearly 1% of New Zealand's gas from food waste. Okay? But it's not waste, as Melissa said, it's a resource, and it's not about we need the waste. What we're trying to do today is also say, look, when you're doing your experiments and trying to get value, please, even if it's packaged or anything else, send it to us, because it's staying out of landfill. There's 41 landfills in New Zealand. Like Melissa was saying, there's Coca-Cola over here. We got landfills over here, and we want to be the alternative for organics to a landfill. We're not trying to get in the road of people putting value on their products. It's about waste to value, and this is part of the catalyst. You go to Whittaker's Chocolates website, they actually celebrate being part of us, because this is what Kiwis are good at doing. That's the pilot plant, and someone gave me Elon Musk's book to read. I think it was a joke, but one of the things they talk about, he's always sleeping at his factory, and I was like, so I've gone back to Chris and said, yes, I understand there's some similarities. I did sleep at the factory when we were doing this. As Daniel will point out there was a few times where suppliers didn't turn up with products and I was changing bottles at 2 o'clock in the morning. My wife was going, why are you doing it? Well, at least I'll be tired at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, not the scientists. If you can't tell from my voice and that, just super stoked of what we've been able to achieve with the BPA and with the science community in New Zealand. And just keep coming back to it. It might only just be 2 slides, but for me, it's the transition from such a pilot plant to this. New Zealand can't go through little steps. We've actually got to take something that's probably done overseas already, do a little bit, and then go for gold. That is a big plant. That'll be 100,000 tonne by the end of this year. You go to England, there's actually only 2 plants that size. And in Europe, only about 5 or 6. Everything else is about 12,000 tonne. 20,000 tonne. This is, because we don't have government funding, we don't look at science like the way the rest of the world looks at science. But this is a way, hopefully, we can show New Zealand that actually this is our unique point of difference. We've got a great environment, and for us, Taupo, that community down there, we're bringing them on board. I put this up here because I'll lead into the next thing. Engineer. I love it. Someone who does precision guesswork based on unreliable data provided by those of questionable knowledge. I think we've all been in that space. But I'm this person, a combat engineer. sent to me by someone. So my background. So how did I get to stand in front of you guys? Grew up on a farm in Canterbury, single parent family. Didn't have the money to go to university, didn't have the money to do lots of stuff, so I joined the army. I was very fortunate, did very well, and graduated into the Corps of Engineers. Went to Australia, did my engineer training. I took engineers to East Timor. I was based in England for a year, did Princess Diana's funeral, and then I went to the dark side, to the Special Forces. But obviously before even going to the SAS, I'd taken engineers to East Timor, Papua New Guinea, I've been to Israel, seeing problems of the world. And then I was badged or graduated as such into Special Forces 2 days after the Twin Towers fell over. I know I'm the only operator in New Zealand who's never done an exercise in New Zealand. I did 4 years on the wild side. That's me and my troop in Afghanistan, I think back 2001. And I've visited all the world's shitholes, to be fair. But I'm standing in front of you today, and I guess why I reached out to the BPA and the science community. And what will surprise you all here, and probably on the back of the Defence Force talking about its big $9 billion budget. I came off a job into Bagram Air Base and went into a room this size, and all I was met was by scientists and engineers and techs. For them, they dovetail their engineering, their science, their technology into the back of defence. Not about people, it's about trying to track diseases, trying to track nutrients, minerals, everything else. It was a big eye-opener for me of how much the two have to work together. Fail fast, learn, but they also need security. It's not been great being out in the middle of Syria trying to find something being shot at the same time. So that's my background and why I take risks, but I don't take risks with the intent to actually fail. I take risks because I know there's an opportunity. So who's Ecogas? I'm just going to race through this because we've got sort of 12 minutes. But I think it's really important to understand Ecogas is a New Zealand business. I'm up against some of the big titans of the world in landfill ownership and waste, and actually not heroing our resources. And I keep saying that because curbside food waste is not the sexiest subject, doing things, but we are ultimately owned by community trust. If you've been to Central Otago and you've been on the rail trail, played on the kids' things, Coast Guard, that has all come from a trust, a community trust. So the more we can put back into Ecogas, the more that actually New Zealand benefits. And I come back to it. When you're doing your food waste research, everything else, please send us the product. We're doing good things with it. But I'm very fortunate to be partnered up with Pioneer. I'm Eco Stockpart, I'm 15%. I've got the tiger by the tail. And this is our footprint. We're about to build a facility in Christchurch, in Hornby. Obviously we're going through a consenting process at the moment, and it's a big headwind. We'll get there, but I'll tell you what, I've been shot at a lot, but I'll tell you what, I've got more knives in my back now from being down there. It is hard work trying to do the right thing for New Zealand. It is, can be devastating. I've got staff who have been taken to crying because people want landfill still. The opportunity, the resource that we send to landfill every year is just criminal. 40% of what goes into a landfill is organic. That's a resource. Denmark, now I think their gas to grid is about 46%. They ban it. It's like us saying, oh, it's good to landfill metal, untreated wood, carton. It's just, this thing shouldn't be going in there. We've got a network, and I'm so fortunate, I'll go back again to being a partner with Pioneer Energy and the Central Lakes Trust. They've got the $600 million balance sheet to allow me to stand up and fight against landfill. And it's what we need, as well as the science community, to keep going through and persevere. You have your good days, and you have your bad days, and you have your oh shit days. Hopefully this will go. Break up my... This is just inside Reparar and everything we can do. 42 buses a day of food waste. And it's a fertiliser. It's called Fertify. The locals call it Jaffa juice. A talk about partnerships, and I'm here today as a guest for the BPA, and it is partnerships. I couldn't have done it by myself, and even from my military days, you're only part of a team, and it's your team culture that gets you through. You can have brilliant individuals, but you've actually got to do the hours together, and you've got to be able to work, and partnerships is what gets you through. We're dialed in all over the world. The Germans and the UK teams don't like us much at the moment because we're doing really, really well. It's like, so are we best? Oh, no. You know, and one of the guys goes, no, you've won the cricket, you've won the rugby, you've won the yacht racing. So we the best AD player? No. Top 3? Yep, so we're doing well. But it's great to actually engage with other communities. And what I'm trying to say is Ecogas is actually part of a global community. And if we can be part of the globe, it's quite relevant. We try to export to the world. And we are actually doing something that's actually up there with the rest of the world. And thank you to the BPA and the team at Scion and Rotorua, because it has taken a partnership. Look, the game changer side of the house, people call our plant waste to energy. I had Nicola Willis going I was introduced as a waste to energy plant, and she just dialed off straight away. And I actually said to Nicola Willis, you've got your facts wrong, you've been briefed wrong, you need to get new staff. That changed her. Some bravery did set forward. Yeah, we're not waste to energy, we're waste to value. And I tell people when we go to Repara, we're actually trying to create good gas and good electricity and good fertiliser. That's what it is. It's a manufacturing site. I'm just fortunate I can charge people for the raw material at the moment. It will change, we will get better, science will evolve, and we will actually be in a position where we actually go out to the market and have to buy it, but that's not a good problem. It's a good problem. But it is a game changer. It wouldn't be great if New Zealand, 100% of its gas is actually from it being a renewable. We do need gas in industry, we can take it down a bit, but we also need fertiliser. I've replaced 2 ships coming into New Zealand with fertiliser so far, so I'm not everybody's greatest fan. But yeah, we've got energy, we've got CO2. This is all, we've taken, I guess, dinosaur juice, takes 70 million years to get going, to Jaffa juice, which is 70 days. So I think I've done my time, but that's where it all started. 60 kgs a day versus we're nearly doing 500 tonne a day. But it all started with work here with New Zealand teams and with BPA. You do have a problem in New Zealand and we have to scale fast. We think big's big in New Zealand. As Paul Bennett said to me, he said, well, in the UK or when he was at BP, that's still probably only a pilot plant, the big one. And it's great to be part of an international community and hear the different accents in the room, because we are actually part of the world and we need to solve problems that are relevant to the world as well. I'll leave you with the engineer side of the house, because I think it continues to be relevant every time I read it. That's me.